Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Well, we will get a rematch with Anthony Joshua triggering his rematch clause with Oleksandr Usyk, and that has been confirmed by Usyk's manager Oleksandr Usyk. So we have to see what happens now, where it's going to be, when it's going to be. So Usyk has suggested he would like it to be in Ukraine in February 2022, while Eddie Hearn, in different comments he's made publicly, has suggested United Kingdom early 2022, February, March, somewhere there or thereabouts. But for the rest of the year, it's going to be sort of time off for these guys after that fight on the 25th of September. Usyk lifting the titles and becoming the unified heavyweight champion of the world. And I know a lot of people who watched that fight saw Usyk outbox Anthony Joshua and must be wondering, what is Joshua going to do in a rematch? It's a very good question. A lot of time now to plan and strategize. What is he going to do? People are calling for Joshua to fire his team, to do things differently, to be more aggressive, not to try to box with the boxer. And even Eddie Hearn has admitted that Joshua's strategy was all wrong, that he tried to outbox the better boxer and it just didn't work. So I think it's safe to assume that he's not going to try outbox the boxer in that second fight. Although, who really knows at this point? It's too early to say what he may or may not do, and he's probably not going to give too much away. But given he's lost and come back before and beaten the man who's beaten him, can't write him off completely. I know for some people there won't be as much interest to see the rematch after that first fight, but there were moments of success for Joshua in that fight, but clearly just not enough. But just getting back to Usyk and his manager Oleksandr Usyk, so he has said the rematch was spelled out in our contract. When we discussed it, he was not upset, but on the contrary was delighted. He said, cool, I will beat Anthony twice. And Usyk has acknowledged that Joshua did catch him at times, did touch him up, saying, I will not hide that there were very sensitive blows to the chin, to the stomach, which sent me to Elon Musk for a while, but I quickly returned. And Oleksandr Usyk, he has sort of indicated that if he does beat Joshua a second time, he certainly wants to make an undisputed fight, saying that I don't want to wait 2 or 3 years. In heavyweight category, this has not happened, if I'm not mistaken, for about 30 years. I want to fight whoever has the WBC belt. And that's good to hear, but I guess maybe it's, we don't want to get too far into it at this point because there's a rematch that's in front of him. Some people may say, well, that's good for Joshua that Usyk's looking past him for that rematch and then on to something that may or may not happen down the line. But I do think that if Oleksandr Usyk beats Anthony Joshua, because Usyk is about legacy, he's proved that. It's not all about the money. He wants that glory. I wouldn't be surprised if an undisputed fight got made very easily if he continues to hold on to the belts. And at the moment, Tyson Fury has those titles, and his promoter, Bob Arum, has basically said that they would be very interested in making a fight with Oleksandr Usyk, and he would be optimistic that they could do so. But first things first, there is a rematch. Anthony Joshua's going to have to go away, do some soul searching. Him and his team work out what is a plan and a strategy to beat Oleksandr Usyk, because that's the question right now. Because if it's much of the same, where Joshua did look tentative, didn't let his hands go, and effectively tried to outbox the boxer, it's not going to work. Joshua has fought differently since he lost to Andy Ruiz Jr. He has had different strategies and different fights, but clearly what he brought the first time didn't work. So we will see something different, no doubt. And Joshua, with the sort of talk in the post-fight press conference, he will be very motivated to try regain his belts. That he knows that, his legacy is on the line here. That he can become a 3-time heavyweight champion, prove the doubters wrong, come back and actually do something that would shock the world. Because he is in that sort of position where people will doubt if he can beat Oleksandr Usyk now. It's not out of the realms of possibility, but on that first showing, there was something lacking, something that he just couldn't do. He couldn't adjust and adapt enough to win enough rounds. Although one of the scorecards was relatively close, most people had Usyk sweeping the first and last rounds of that fight to comfortably take the points decision. So the rematch, it's going to happen. What do you make of it all? drop a comment loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.